Saturn retrograde in Aries, sextiling Uranus in Gemini at 1 degree. This is really exciting because while Uranus and Saturn don't necessarily get along, like when they have to work together, they are definitely collaborating through bringing different ideas to the table. you know, there's like definitely creative differences between these two planets and their archetypal themes and intentions. But with the sextile, there's a little bit more ease in that conversation and collaboration between Saturn and Uranus. The other thing that's really awesome about this sextile is that this is happening in these new places, these new territories for both Saturn and Uranus. These sextiles between Saturn and Uranus are happening a total of 3 times, but the other 2 times are happening between Saturn and Pisces and Uranus and Taurus. We had one back in April 4th, 2025, and we'll get a second one in Pisces and Taurus on January 20th, 2026. But this one is a little bit different and a little bit special because it's in the Saturn and Aries and Uranus and Gemini territory, this new territory for these transits that are going to play out over the next years to come. I was really thinking about what Saturn can do to help Uranus and Gemini. And it was like, Uranus and Gemini is so much of this fast moving energy and especially mental energy. It's an influx of new ideas. It's this spontaneous kind of excitement or innovation to look at things in a new way or work with things in a new way. I really see the Uranus and Gemini as like this extreme do-it-yourself energy because there's this resource of innovation that comes when we're able to kind of get our hands into something, and it's like tinkering with things and it's opening our ability to use things in new ways or to think about things in new ways. But on its own, it can be a very ungrounded or overstimulating energy with that Uranus and Gemini. And so Saturn making this sextile feels like it could be this really supportive, constructive, kind of grounding energy. If Uranus and Gemini is the influx and the exchange, this acceleration of new exchanges, whether that's through ideas, whether that's through connections or even insights, Saturn is like, oh, okay, well, let me actually just build you some bridges so that it's a lot easier to get one idea to the other side. Let me build you some new roads that will ground the ability to run that energy through, to travel things through, whether that's a nervous system, but also through like networking and conversation and connections. So thinking about what are the bridges, what are the roadways of connection that are being offered to me and resourced to me right now that I can really say, yes, it's going to help me go farther, faster, longer.